Dear brothers and sisters, today I want to say about the peace of Christ, because without this peace we cannot be considered true Christians. And the Lord said that I will give you my peace. And the Holy Spirit is called the Spirit of peace. And this peace is different from the absence of war. When there is this earthly peace, no war, this is very good. But this is not what the Lord brings. The Lord brings peace of the heavens, peace from above. And this peace from above has to come into our hearts and has to keep us from all kinds of mistakes, from all kinds of temptations. It is by having this peace in our hearts that we avoid the traps. We ask the Lord, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Not to be led, to be trapped in a temptation is possible when we have this peace. And this peace is sometimes mistaken for, say, yoga, which tells you to calm down, to empty your mind, to get this feeling that you are nothing, that you are absorbed by the universe. This is very different, because this peace, and this peace is also not just rest. Okay, I just have some rest, watch TV or see some movies or whatever, just having rest. No, this peace that the Lord brings is very much different. The peace that is given by Christ is when we can talk to God and we can listen to Him. We calm down, we make our emotions stop, our train of thought which runs all the time, we make it stop. We don't have anything to rush, to worry that in 15 minutes we have some meeting, or that today I have big agenda, I have to go by this agenda. We just leave these things aside. Okay, and when we leave them aside, we can listen to what the Lord has to tell us. That can be through nature, if we go to a park, to a forest. It can be anywhere, in a room, in the environment that surrounds us, that we can get this feeling of the Lord and His peace be given to us. And this is of super importance, because nowadays the whole world is rushing somewhere. And with these pandemics that we have, with this quarantine, self-isolation, we see how people are nervous and how many issues, social issues arise from this. This all happens because people are not used to just staying somewhere. Okay? They're used to running and either working or having some entertainment or many other things. Okay, everybody has a lot of stuff in his agenda from the morning, all going and running somewhere. And in this running, in this rushing and trying to get as much as you can from this life, people are misled, are taken astray. Okay, for this Satan, it's very easy to take somebody on the wrong course if he is always busy with something. And we can recall our mistakes, okay, small or big mistakes. Usually they were taken because of lack of consideration, because we were busy with many different things, and we were not able to dedicate our attention to some question, to some issue, and that's where this mistake was done. And this happens because all of us are now in this modern day life set and mindset that makes us like that. And this is why people are reading less, okay, because they want fast, okay, they just grasp some information and run from Facebook, from the news. They don't want just to sit there and just to read something, okay, because this is boring. Why many things become boring? Because people are craving for something new. They are craving for change that has to go ongoing. And even the movies, okay, modern day movies, the picture has to change very fast. Okay, things happen fast. If we watch some movie like 50 years ago, or maybe more, we'll see, oh, it's so boring, it's so slow, and okay. Why? Because we became very much like that. We are always running somewhere. And the direction in which we run is most often is a false direction. And this is called delusion in the church. Individual people or the whole country, the whole society, the whole world can be misled by something, okay, and be running somewhere. And this became much worse after destruction of all the traditional values, moral norms, even the legal system is pretty much destroyed. Okay, all those constitutions, everything that was fixed in the past is now flexible or maybe completely destroyed in most countries. And today's these pandemics is another stage of destroying the old world, destroying everything that was stable, to make it even more flexible and even more, well, I shouldn't say flexible, more chaotic, okay, and have some new principles. And these principles, they will not be Christian principles. So we are witnessing now this another step of getting even worse, okay, of maybe we're even standing at the edge of a precipice, okay, and so us, we need to stand, okay, if everybody is running somewhere, rushing somewhere, we need to learn how to stand. And how do we do that? And there are two practical advices that I can advise everyone, okay. Of course, we need to have spiritual life. This I've talked about it many times, but especially with this calming down and becoming still, okay, having our heart still, there are two things that we can do. One thing is we can choose some time every day to sit down, or not necessarily sit down, but we sort of stop. We stop this flow. This can be done after prayer, say in the morning, but maybe it's easier in the evening. After evening prayers, we can sit down and look into ourselves, look into our life, listen to what the Lord wants to tell us. Think about relationship that we have with other people. We have this examination of our conscience. Okay, we need to step down. We need to calm down. Okay, this is one thing that we can do. And one important thing is, when we do this, if we discover that it's uncomfortable, when I sort of okay, stop in my life, stop this flow, I feel it's like fire. I feel anxiety. I feel um, some kind of stress, or I don't feel well. This feeling is basically, if we have it, you might have it. If you have that feeling, this is hell. Basically, this is hell. This is when we are facing the reality, how it is, the state of our soul, state of our mind. And if it's not healthy, if it's far from God, if there are some serious big sins hanging on us, okay, and we have some real big problem, spiritual problem, then we will feel that. It will be very uncomfortable and we need to fix it. Okay, if you find out that this is your situation, you need to fix it as soon as possible through prayer, through going to church, through putting more effort into spiritual reading. You will need to fix it through fixing some issues, maybe some conflicts or something. You need to fix it until it's too late. Okay, so and then you will see great benefit from such spiritual exercise. And another important thing that we can try to do is to choose maybe once a year, twice a year, to have a retreat, spiritual retreat, maybe into a monastery or just resort in some natural place where we would not have daily worries, and it's not just okay, rest and relaxation. Okay, it is spiritual retreat, so that we dedicate our time to prayer, to reading the gospel and other spiritual readings. We need to fix our relationship with God and look, um, observe our life, how it is, what's wrong, are we going in the right direction. This is a big spiritual spiritual rest and spiritual uh, re, um, reset that we can do. So let us think about this. We can become more deep, and a Christian has to be deep because Christ lives in him. Every Christian has to become very deep thinker, and not just a thinker, but a spiritual person, carrying this spirit of Christ with him, and not superficial, just running around, that only caring about what's news and stuff like that. So we need to be thinking about these things. The church recommends visiting cemeteries. Okay, when we see a cemetery, we also think that eternity is more important. This world, all the turmoils and all this rushing in this world, and it will be much easier for us to avoid big and small mistakes. May Lord help us, give us His peace, and give us His blessing. Amen.